Hey everyone, welcome to Vegas Showbiz. We are Jessica and Michael Pellegrini, and in this video we're excited to give you our review of the Atomic Saloon Show. We recently saw the show from an amazing vantage point, literally on the stage. We got some really cool video to share with you from that evening. Real quick disclaimer, the show is not for children, it's an adult-only show, and therefore some of our video clips are also meant for adults only, so if you're not 18, we kindly ask that you move on to another video. Real quick, small favor to ask, if you're enjoying our content, please show your support by subscribing to the Vegas Showbiz YouTube channel. We're doing our best to grow the channel, and your support via subscription really does help us out. So with that said, we can go ahead and jump into everything, and for that, I give you Jessica Pellegrini.
Okay, so Spiegelworld Entertainment is known for their sort of sexy, raunchy adult entertainment. Mm-hmm. We have seen one of their shows previously, Absinthe, which is at the Caesars. This is their country western show.
Right.
We are not country western fans at all.
I like bluegrass.
But that didn't matter. The show was awesome. The music was awesome. The vibe was awesome.
Yeah.
It was really funny. As Michael said, we were kind of sitting on stage. We were in a church pew.
Right,
actually.
front row.
It was front row, but it was also sort of behind the entertainment for a little bit. And we were definitely in the show. I mean, I had various pieces of clothing thrown at me, and we had people jumping in front of our seat to get off the stage.
A couple of them talked to me throughout the show.
We actually got to start the show with a free shot of whiskey.
Yeah.
I mean, those seats we definitely would recommend. And if you're looking for tickets anytime in the near future, they are actually running a promotion right now. 2 tickets and 2 hot dogs for $99, which is a steal of a deal because generally their tickets go for over $100 a piece.
A piece, right? Yeah. I mean, and we were literally on the front row of these pews on stage, back part of the stage, as she mentioned, but you're right there. I mean, you're literally in the show. So this is a cool experience to be had that nobody else in the audience is going to get.
It was certainly a fun spot, but I would want to point out again that we were behind what you would consider like the front of the stage. So there were parts of the show that we saw the back sides.
Yeah, that's true.
Really isn't a problem. It is a circular stage and they do move around a lot, but I just would want to mention that some of the show you will be seeing from behind.
Yeah, it's a different vantage point, but I think that's kind of what makes it unique and fun.
Yeah, we actually liked it. We would definitely sit there and we would recommend sitting there. The people that are on stage are much more part of the show than the people that are sitting on the ground around the stage.
Right.
The show itself is hilarious. It is raunchy, and by that I just mean like if you don't like that kind of humor, the show is not for you. Yeah. Lots of sexual humor.
Sure. Yeah. All the way through.
All the way through. Which is part of the vibe of the show. I mean, it's like a rough and tough story, and they definitely take the country western thing and run with it. I mean, the atmosphere is really cool. It's like being in an old saloon. They do a super good job, just like with Absinthe, of setting up the stage and the surroundings, so you really feel like you've been transported into this time and place.
Yeah, I loved the various characters that they had. You've got like your brothel runner,
the madam of the brothel.
The madam, thank you. That's what I couldn't come up with. And you've got the town sheriff, and you've got the cowboy, and you've got the lovebirds, and like all these classic
the nuns.
Oh, of course, how could I forget the nuns? All these classic characters that are, they're in and out of the show, and then each of them kind of gets the spotlight at one point or another to go out and do some sort of a dance, or maybe it's some sort of a trickery,
entertainment of some
sort. Some type of show that they do.
It's a little bit of a variety of entertainment. I mean, it's very dance heavy, but there's hula hoop artists. There's a woman that does some crazy things with ping pong balls.
I caught one. I literally caught one of her ping pong balls, and I have it.
Let's just say he caught one that was wet.
It was wet, yeah.
So
I was like, it's wet.
You can make your own assumptions on that. I will say, as far as entertainment goes, in comparison to Absinthe, I felt like it was male entertainment heavy.
Like there were
more male performers
right.
than there were female, and I feel like Absinthe was the opposite of that, where there were more female performers than male.
Yeah, I can see that.
Still certainly enjoyable for any crowd, I personally think, but there were more male performers at this one, and maybe that's just because they were going with the cowboy thing.
Plenty of dudes swinging in the air with their shirts off. Yeah,
yes,
it's true. It's true.
Yes.
Yeah, if we're doing the quick Absinthe comparison, the difference to me is that Absinthe is it's got more of that kind of surrealism thing, which I guess the name hints at. I mean, it's literally about a guy on an absinthe trip.
Yes.
So it's a little bit more esoteric and kind of out there, and also probably a little bit heavier on the like really impressive gymnastics and feats of strength and things like that, But this one is more. It's just kind of funny and
it's
like
fun. Absinthe was really
Absinthe
fun,
is
but
fun
this
too,
one
but-
felt, I don't know, more kitschy or
yeah, it's just
something
funny.
to it.
It doesn't take
own
itself
feel.
too seriously, you know, and you're dealing with a less of a serious topic, but it's just it's like laugh out loud throughout the entire time with that kind of adult style humor. So plenty of things to be impressed with. Great performers in both cases, but it's just, you know, do you want something that's a little bit more kind of out there and trippy, or do you want something that's just more like raunchy humor?
Right. It is noteworthy to say that they are adding a third show here in Vegas.
Yeah.
It's going to be a disco show, so make sure to check back to the channel because we will definitely be going to see that.
Yeah, that one looks really cool. I mean, at this point, we feel like we're 2 for 2 with the Spiegelworld shows. We unfortunately missed Opium. It was playing at the Cosmopolitan, and it's no longer there, so that's unfortunate. But the ones that we have seen have been really fun. They've got a similar type of vibe to them. It's like, you know, it's like, to me, Cirque shows are cool, but Cirque is like the ultimate sort of take yourself seriously and like world class gymnasts and
They're
and
more
things.
awe-inspiring.
Yeah.
But this is more crowd participation and all around
intimate.
just fun entertainment.
Yeah.
It is something that I would have liked to have known beforehand. It is at the Venetian. We kind of ran into a thing where there was something going on at the Sphere that night, so keep that in mind. We had to pay
parking.
a premium parking price for
Yeah.
a place that generally would have been free.
Or a lot less.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's something to keep in mind that we honestly hadn't thought about before we went.
Yeah, you can park, and there's so many options to park, and it's like, oh, I didn't know that the Dead are playing at the Sphere tonight, and therefore, you know, so whatever.
Right. So just something to think about. Very easy to find. It was of
Small venue.
Yeah, the venue is small. They do have a first and second floor, which again I didn't realize when we were buying the tickets. So maybe keep that in mind when you are purchasing tickets. That some of them are second level. It did seem like all of those people still had a really great view, but we can't say for sure because we were on the stage.
Yeah, and there's also there's a couple options for bars. There's a bar when you first enter, like a little small bar, but if you want to grab a drink when you first come in, you can do that. Then there's a bigger bar as you enter the venue, and there's servers that are basically throughout the night. I mean, obviously they time it so they don't interrupt the show, but we had a server.
Right, and she checked on us throughout the night. And it is, they do have food. It's minimal, but we did mention the hot dogs, but they did have a couple of like little snacky type things.
The nutsack.
They did have
that.
Yes, even their food was kind of funny.
Yeah, everything was part of the theme. Yeah.
We both got cocktails there. They were delicious. They have specialty cocktails, but then it's a full bar, so you can get whatever you like.
Right, yeah. But it all falls into the theme. They do a good job, you know. If you're just looking for a fun evening, what was the show? About an hour and 25 minutes, something like that?
Right. So they've got 2 showings every night, one at 7:30 and one at 9:30. And so the show's about 90 minutes. They open the doors. I think they open the doors about 15 or 20 minutes early.
Yeah.
So that you could come in and, you know, get your seat, get a drink, that sort of thing. There were, as a pre-show, there's a couple of entertainers sort of mingling around, but nothing, you know, you're not going to miss anything if you don't get there early.
Yeah, but you do want to be there on time because they've got a pretty, you know, strict schedule, I think. You know, you wouldn't want to miss too much, but plenty of awesome performers. I don't even know which one was my favorite. There were so many great acts throughout the evening, so it's a good time.
Yeah, it was. It was very funny, very entertaining, pretty sexy.
Yeah, no, if that's your thing, you know, kind of a date night sort of thing, you're in Vegas, whether you live here, you're on vacation, whatever, definitely a fun way to spend an evening, and it's not going to chew up your whole evening. They've got, as she mentioned, there's a couple different show times. You got an hour and a half that you want to spend there at the Venetian. It's a pretty fun way to do it. So.
Right. I would recommend, if you don't want to be part of the show, don't sit close.
Yeah, that kind of goes with absinthe as well.
Right,
I think we
right.
mentioned that there.
Absolutely. They are big on audience participation, and if that's not your thing and you don't enjoy that, make sure that you get seats a little bit further back.
Yeah, it always cracks me up because you can tell which ones are the good sports and which ones are not the good sports, and these dudes that are just like, don't talk to me.
Right.
You know, and it's like, well, dude, what do you sitting
You're
in
in the front row,
for?
right?
Like, come
right.
on.
It's to be expected. People are going to fly over you. Things are going to fly at you.
Yeah,
you know, people are going to poke fun at you. It's just part of, goes with the territory.
It's fun. Everybody seemed to be having a good time. You know, everybody gets a laugh out of it. So I enjoyed it.
We definitely would recommend it. I do think it's a show you could see more than once. It's very entertaining.
Especially, you know, now that we've been on the stage, perhaps sitting like out in front where they're playing to you.
Right.
You know, that could be a different take on it as well.
Right.
So it'd be fun.
Exactly. So check out Spiegelworld's Atomic Saloon at the Venetian.
Yes, and thank you for watching, and we look forward to seeing you in the next video.
Bye.
Bye-bye.